Hello to all of our followers and welcome to this new episode of 5 Minutes. Today we talk about travel sentiment, restoring travelers' confidence with our guest Diego Acuña, Country Manager UK for the Data Appeal Company. Diego, very welcome to 5 Minutes. We are very happy to have you here with us. Diego, you have a consolidated international expertise in advising and I would say empowering what they call destination marketing organizations, so government authorities for tourism and other business organizations related somehow to the tourism economy to better understand consumers' perception, sentiment and behavior. And you do so by using geospatial real-time data, including data on travel sentiment. So my first question is, what do you mean by travel sentiment?
Well, thanks again, Luca, for having me, and thanks for everyone who's listening. What I mean by travel sentiment is that consumers leave over 5 million pieces of content every minute online. And what we do is we collect all of that sentiment, we put it through what we called our data lakes and our machine learning. And then out of that, we allocate a sentiment score that we then provide to the different DMOs. And by DMOs, I mean destinations. That's destination marketing organizations. And how we go about that is, as you rightly mentioned, Luca, we use 3 components. One is we start from mapping a destination. That could be a region, that could be a country, that could be a city, a street. And then we allocate specific sentiment to that point of interest, that we call it. And then one of the other important aspects of that is the context. So we believe that data without context is a bit meaningless. So to that, we add the safety, security perception of the place, if there's any weather affecting the different events. And so we use all of that amalgamation of data to provide travel sentiment.
And why understanding travel sentiment is so important?
Well, for all of us, there's over 90% of us globally, we rely on reading reviews from our peers to transact, to actually buy something, to go to a restaurant, to go and find flights. So basically, particularly for the travel industry, we believe that this is something that is often overlooked. So, for example, I mean, the behavior of a British traveler is very different to a German traveler. And the German traveler is very different from the American traveler. So a destination can actually really use these insights to understand how to cater for the different markets. And for wider benefits for the country itself or the destination itself is it can inform infrastructure projects. It can understand gaps in the labor market related to travel and tourism and everything else that it brings. So we believe it's actually quite key for a destination to be able to use this data.
So what can you tell us about travel sentiments during COVID then?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question, Luca. I think a lot of it has been reported on the press. So if we look at from a UK-centric point of view, we have seen over the last couple of weeks the opening and closing of Portugal. Basically, what we can tell from the UK and from everywhere else in the world, that effectively the short answer is there's pent-up demand. There's people really, really wanting to travel. And we've seen it last year when they started opening travel corridors between the different countries. So that pent-up demand went pretty much through the roof. And then effectively this year, we've seen the same thing. So effectively, I would say the main thing is that there's pent-up demand and people that are really, really willing to travel. Of course, they always look at what safety measures are being put in place for COVID. And we also, from our point of view, we also analyze that sentiment towards COVID measures as well. So I think that's why it's important that we provide that data to destinations.
And last question. So How can we restore, in your opinion, customers' confidence given the COVID experience?
Again, a really good question. I think it's going to be a joint effort, Luca. I think from a private sector point of view, I believe, at least from the travel side of things, they have been making huge strides in terms of providing information to customers, updating their websites, putting safety measures in place. So I think from the travel side of things, that's what there's been a lot of time and effort put into that. Potentially where more could be done is to have a clear understanding of rules when communicating in terms of the different governments, communicating to their citizens on how to be able to travel, whether they can be a bit clearer about that. And then potentially, which is related to that, is the insurance side of things. Sometimes, particularly for the UK, sometimes the information provided by the government might differ from that provided by the Foreign Commonwealth Office, the FCO, which is what insurance base their information to provide insurance cover. So if the information from FCO differs from the wider government, then insurance might not cover the different travelers. So I think it's going to be a joint effort from all the different parties, both public and private.
Diego, thank you so much for this very interesting interview. We wish you all the best, and we hope to see you here again at 5 Minutes.
Thanks very much for the opportunity, Luca.